Hey folks, it's Bobo the Vulture, and it is time for a little more Let's Play Fallout 3. I think we're going to continue where we last left off. Certainly I hope that's what I had intended to do last time. Last time we got into, not last time, I guess it was the time before, we had a full video of meandering around inside Rivet City, and then another video. So, basically what I'm saying is a lot of stuff has happened here. So, let's head on out, I guess. Next time we want the little Wilkes kid. Hi, Hazel. You are head bumping my mouse hand, which is adorable, but very difficult to work through. It's the Rivet City Clinic. Bet this is where I go for my meds. Should require meds.
You're hurt. Fortunately, this is a medical clinic. Why don't you let me take a look at that?
Oh, hi, Dr. Preston.
You're in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston.
Oh, any medical supplies. I could really use a fix. Oh dear. This place looks pretty easy to rob. Do you have any problems with thieves?
Don't get any cute ideas. Security is just a shout away. Now, if you've got any medical issues, let's hear them.
I need medical supplies.
Sure thing. Here's what I have.
You have 133 caps. Do you have anything that I'm selling at this point? Want this nail board? That's probably about all I'm gonna sell. I could sell these noodles, I guess. That I just picked up a pack of cigarettes, sure. You can have that pack of cigarettes, my friend. Boy, I'm a
Another satisfied customer.
great businessman, right? You know someone named Pinkerton?
Pinkerton, eh? That name takes me way back. Claimed to have cured radiation poisoning. Or was it food poisoning? I don't recall. He was always telling folks that he founded Rivet City. All he did was break off the front of it. Or did he die there? I don't recall.
He could have done both. Do you know where I can get something to drink? Can I ask you about Rivet City's history?
Oh, I'd like to help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let my age fool you. I may have been around for a while, but I didn't spend all that time here.
Okay. Drinks.
The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck.
Alright. Bye, Doc.
Take care of yourself.
Oh, do you mean I should try to be careful? Yeah. Guy gives one awkward line read and
The city
a random
council
prologue.
is debating putting railings on the flight deck.
Why I'm glad of it here. Well, I hope they do something. Remember that child that fell off the deck last year?
Yeah, that was bad. I'm sure they'll do something about it.
Yeah.
This is a medical clinic.
It's locked for
Please
a reason.
disturb
Don't get any
of my
ideas.
patients.
Guys, I wasn't planning on it. So the science lab is in there. That's Dr. Lee's door. It is locked. Takes an average skill to unlock it. Well, what would happen if I just crouched down right here and, well, threw down a save? Dr. Lee's an important person to this town. What if I learned all of her secrets? Anybody notice? No? Good. To activate Dr. Lee's terminal, it is locked and easy. There's a bunch of notes over there. boy, they're on a roll with offering me dud removals. They're facing the opposite directions if I need them to. Nope. And though I believe there may still be more of these guys that I can select, pretty sure we're down to only one available text option. No, I guess we weren't. It's twists. I mean, it's twists, guys. What else is it gonna be? Hydroponics progress. I've been hearing so much about this. The RC hydroponics has been restored to basic functionality. Easy enough, after all our research. The limited amount of clean water we can produce is enough for growing basic foodstuffs. Still no progress on any mass purification tests. With all the maintenance that has to be done around here, there's hardly any time to attempt new experiments. In any case, RC, being River City, I guess, Rivet City, wouldn't work as a location for a truly large-scale decontamination. The infrastructure just isn't here. The idea of recreating it again is too daunting to convince the rest of the council. That's even if the process worked. One of the last council meeting minutes. We've got the science rep, Dr. Lee, the civilian rep, Bannon, and the security rep, Harkness. Bridge repair continues to be a drain on funds. Permanent bridge considered, but dismissed as too risky in case of attack. Bridge task for non-residents proposed by Bannon, vote fails. Well, interesting. I would think Bannon would want lots of people coming into town to buy his goods. Hydroponics and city health efforts continue as well, thanks to the efforts of Dr. Lee and her scientific team. However, breakdowns are commonplace, requiring much maintenance. Lee proposed recruiting other scientific minds from Tenpenny Tower or Underworld. Vote fails. Attempts to clear out the Mirrorlark infestation in Down Below continue as usual. Harkness and team is able to contain them and occasionally wipe them out, but they continually nest in the area, posing a theoretical risk if they ever turn aggressive towards higher decks. Bannon suggests closing off lower deck 4. Vote fails. Funds and ammunition allocation for a Mirrorlark cleaning operation proposed by Harkness. Vote passes. Dr. Lee leaves early to oversee hydroponics testing. Meeting adjourned. There you go. It's all good stuff. So, let's see. Project Purity Journal, Entry 1. Entry 3. Entry 5. Project Purity. Is she some kind of, I don't know, supremacist? This is locked, but it's very easy to open. It's very easy to insult. There's just some caps in here. I could sleep in Dr. Lee's bed, though. That's unusual and interesting. Medical brace. I don't feel like taking the karma hit just for, a suitcase here. It has business wear. Anything else back here? There's a wardrobe that is empty. Well, with all that done, I suppose the least I could do is walk into the science lab. I feel like let me double check my quests. But I feel as though, well, here, we can listen to these.
We're back at work after a full week of delays. The Brotherhood soldiers were able to repair the sentry guns, much to my relief. I know Madison isn't comfortable having them here, but there's no denying that we'd be lost without them. We're still waiting on the...
Hold on a second. I gotta wind this back. I missed the start of it.
We're back at work after a full week of delays. The Brotherhood soldiers were able to repair the sentry guns, much to my relief. I know Madison isn't comfortable having them here, but there's no denying that we'd be lost without them. We're still waiting on the full analysis of the last 3 small-scale purification tests. Catherine hasn't been feeling well, and it's slowing down our research. I don't mind, but I can tell that it's bothering some of the others.
That's Daddy! Alright, what I was actually here to find out was quests. Scientific pursuits, yeah. Talk to Dr. Lee about Dad and Project Purity. I don't actually know if I want to talk to Dr. Lee. Maybe I just want to hang out. I want to look around.
I'm Janice Kaplinski, Chief Botanist. What do you need?
Know anything about Rivet City's history?
If it hasn't got to do with the science quarters, I'm probably not the one to ask. And Dr. Lee's so busy, you really shouldn't disturb her work.
Okay. Oh, well, you're here. And I have the dialogue option. I'm looking for my father. Have you seen him?
I did see a man talking to Dr. Lee, but I really shouldn't be discussing it. She's already in a bad mood. I'd hate to make it worse. You should probably just talk to her about it.
Is that so?
So long.
Yes, so long. You're only making it look... Oh, yes, anyways. Let's see what's going on in these science quarters. That desk's not mine, but, you know. When has that ever stopped me before? So, I really don't understand the logic of containers. And beds as to what is moral to use or sleep on or whatever, and what is not. It is a little confused, a little muddled.
Peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving.
Please excuse me. There is much work to be done.
That's Hector Garza. What do you do around here?
I help Dr. Lee when she needs equipment moved. I am no scientist. I just help with the heavy things.
Oh, okay, Hector Garza.
I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
It depends. What exactly are we talking about?
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property.
Music property? What kind of property?
How do I put this in a way you'll understand? All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off.
Oh, this is Dr. Zimmer. He's the guy that we could show the piece to. Oh, okay. What's this got to do with me exactly?
You're helping me retrieve this android, aren't you? I've tracked him this far. He's out there somewhere, in the capital wasteland. He must have done something drastic, like facial surgery and a mind wipe, or else I would have found him by now. It will be no easy task. He may not even realize he's an android. Don't upset him by talking with him. Just come get me immediately. I'll handle it.
I'd be compensated for my services, right?
Of course. I have at my disposal advanced technology from the Commonwealth. I'd be willing to share some of it with you. Just think, you'll be the envy of all your friends.
Sure, I'll look into finding your android for you.
Excellent. Locate my android, and you won't be disappointed. Here, listen to this message he sent me. He's mocking me. I swear, I'll make him pay for that.
Okay. I need to know more about what I'm dealing with. What is an android exactly?
Forget everything you know about robots. Those buckets are mere children's toys compared to the real thing. Androids have fake skin and blood and are programmed to simulate human behavior, like breathing. They can even eat and digest food realistically.
So, this face job was done here at River City by someone named Pinkerton. Person did the proof. Oh, okay. Done by tech. So tell me about the Commonwealth. Anything just... I think I'm going to play it cool with this simmer guy, but you know, pump him for information. Why not? Any suggestions for how to find the android?
Like I've said, I suspect he's had facial reconstruction and possibly even a mind wipe. Search the offices of doctors or techies for android information. If he's come into contact with these people, there may be records. Start with Dr. Preston. He lives on this leaky boat. See if he knows anything. He's a doctor, after all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy trying to ignore my surroundings.
Hey. Discover what Dr. Preston does. So if this android wandered off, why would he want a new mind and face?
Maybe he didn't exactly wander off. Maybe he fled. Escaped captivity, as it were, if he began to misinterpret his situation. It's possible my android sought to forget his previous life, wipe away all memory, all guilt, trick himself into believing he really is human.
Hey,
so
man.
No, he may not be just an ordinary robot, but he's certainly not human, no matter how badly he wishes it so. I made him. I want him. End of story.
Hey man, maybe we're all just androids who've had mind wipes to forget who we were. Why would an android feel guilt? Come on, Zimmer, what aren't you telling me?
By God, you're as annoying as you are clever. Very well. I'll tell you what you want to know, if it helps you locate my property. The duty of this particular unit was the hunting and capturing of other escaped androids. Yes, others have escaped. It's one of the side effects of having such an advanced AI. Machines start to think for themselves, fool themselves into believing they have rights. And so, this particular android may have believed he'd done something wrong, immoral, and wanted to forget those deeds. Satisfied now?
Okay, so if others have escaped, why are you coming after this one?
This particular android, designation A321, is different, special, the most advanced synthetic humanoid I've ever developed. The others, like my escort Armitage there, are all older models, easily replicated. But A321, it will take years to recreate him. So you see, this android must be located at all costs. The others are all acceptable losses, but A321, he is irreplaceable.
A321, okay. Alright, so we've pumped him for as much information as we can. I don't believe I will tell him anything. Why don't you tell me about the Commonwealth?
The Commonwealth itself is nothing but a war-ravaged quagmire of violence and despair. Inside the sealed environment of the Institute, however. But the Institute's affairs are none of your concern. Your undeveloped mind couldn't even begin to comprehend what we've accomplished.
Yes, of course. You know the history behind Rivet City?
Looks to me like a giant boat ran aground and a bunch of savages moved in. History lesson over.
Alright. I have to go.
Of course you do.
So,
Good to see you.
your name is Armitage?
Maybe a
That's
quick
close
fix or
enough.
something
Keep
to
your
go on.
hands where I can see them.
Cindy's got
That's
all
close
kinds
enough.
of good chems.
Lay a hand on Dr. Zimmer and I'll
try that.
snap your neck like a chicken bone.
Did you hear about the fight in the Muddy Rudder?
What do you need?
Anna Holt. How you doing? What do you know about this Zimmer guy?
He's from up north. He was bragging about how great it is up there. Yeah, great. They can't even keep tabs on their robots.
What's a robot? I realize that you can't program, that, maybe it would be a bit much to program detailed backstory in for everybody, but considering I am a character in an RPG who's just wandering around and talking to everyone, as happens, I would kind of like the option to, when I come up to someone like this, just say, hey, how are you? Who are you? What's going on here? What's your story? But no, I just want to ask about other people. Is Dr. Lee as smart as they say?
She's certainly head and shoulders above most everyone else around here. Though, that's not saying much.
Damn, burn on everyone else. Okay, can I get a drink around here?
The Weatherly Hotel is a good choice. It's on the upper deck.
I'm looking for my father. Have you seen him?
Look, some of us are trying to get work done here. There have been enough disruptions recently. Anybody coming through here would have to talk to Dr. Lee. Why don't you go bother her about it?
Time for me to go, Anna Holt.
Later.
Last night?
Yeah, Bill's going to have to replace some tables and chairs.
I'm sure
Yeah,
she'll
it's
just
like-
scrounge some from the lower deck.
Fresh produce here.
Hello!
Hey,
Hey.
be careful around these fruits and vegetables. They're worth more to us than you are.
What do you know about Zimmer?
Other than him being an egotistical, arrogant, condescending pain in the ass, nothing. He's from the Commonwealth. He's come looking for some special robot. I must admit I'm rather curious, but I have other work to do.
Is he going to show us how to fix the robots? Farewell.
So long.
Quit talking about my schlong all the time. Oh, hey. Look who's here. It's an intelligence bobblehead.
Hey,
The inscription on the base reads, it takes the smartest individuals to realize there's always more to learn. Which now means... I have 10 intelligence. Sweet. What's the worst thing that could happen out of coming to talk to Dr. Lee a little?
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people.
Wait, you people?
It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
Actually, I'm Jesse's son. Wait, how do you know who I am? Have we met?
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I'm Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same.
I guess I'd like to know a bit more about you. Who are you?
What? Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. Your father and I, we worked together for a long time. I think we were really on to something.
Oh, I
But
see.
then there were Complications. The project was abandoned and your father disappeared. I returned here to Rivet City and established the lab you see before you now.
So you're telling me that either before or after my mom's there was something going on? You guys really had something? Is that... Can you tell me more about my
I
parents?
suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know?
Like, what kind of people they are? I never knew my mom. Can you tell me anything?
Yes. Your mother was... well, she was a good woman. A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
Oh. Why did she die? What happened?
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could.
Whatever. I never knew her any. You weren't prepared. I understood. I understand. I'm sure you did everything you could.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough.
What's my father like back then?
James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away.
Run away.
But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again.
Wants to try again?
Okay.
Let's talk about something else. Can you tell me more about my parents?
What do you want to know?
Never mind.
Okay.
What is this lab? What are you doing here?
This is the Rivet City Science Lab. It's taken many long years to put together, but we've done well for ourselves. Our work on portable fusion power and hydroponics are coming along quite nicely, if not quite according to schedule.
What kind of place is this Rivet City?
Rivet City is one of the few bastions of civilization left in the land. We're working to rebuild our society, to make the world livable again.
That's nice. What do you know about the city's history?
I could tell you all about the science lab, but even though I was here near the start, I can't really help with the details of how it all worked out. It all seems like a lifetime ago. I'm afraid I've had a lot of things on my mind since those early days.
Tell me more about the project you were working on.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know?
What was the point of it?
It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize. The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated.
Why didn't it work?
We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment.
And so why'd you stop working on it?
You happened. It wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier.
So, you are blaming me for your scientific failures. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you know about Zimmer?
That man doesn't have you looking for his pet android, does he? I've already told him to lay off it. He's distracting my entire team.
You ever hear of somebody named Pinkerton?
That idiot? He left so long ago, most folk don't even remember him. He claimed to have found a secret stash of technology somewhere in the ship. Then he just disappeared.
Okay. So, I guess, yeah, I'm trying to find my dad. Have you seen him?
You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there.
Really, none of these answers is satisfactory. I honestly would go with my own viewpoint of the truth of saying after he left the vault, there was a political revolt, and, I guess there wasn't a political revolt, there was just upheaval in the vault, and I was forced out. But sure, screw the vault, not staying cooped up in there.
So you decided to leave one of the safest places in the wasteland, even though it was in your best interest to stay. Sounds familiar. Well, I'm afraid your father is no longer here.
I'm sorry. Could you please tell me where he's gone?
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I was about to say, you could tell me where the old lab is.
It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
Any way you could help me out?
Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors or your chasing after him. I'm sorry.
Come on, isn't there anything you can do to help?
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
Okay. I appreciate your help.
Good luck finding your father.
Alright.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. This would take us to the marketplace, apparently. This would take us to the preservation side. Oh, okay, so these are just, yeah. There are like a bunch of different entryways to get up here. This is the middle deck. This would take us to also the middle deck. Doesn't really matter which of these doors we go through, but I'm going to go ahead and say that we've done enough for a video here, because we have, and she didn't really seem to care that I just robbed her, so I guess I'll go ahead and overwrite that and call that a video. And when we come back next time, I will look around for, I guess I still want to find Pinkerton. That's probably the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, that I want to do in Rivet City. Otherwise, we've done a decent explore of here, and it is a good place to go if you're looking for ammo and stuffs. So I guess we've got all that going for us. But until we get around to doing that, folks, this is Bo with the Vulture, and this has been Let's Play Fallout 3. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you all next time. Bye-bye for now.